The topic of my talk this morning was agile integration and the role that that plays in digital transformation. So we've been talking a lot about digital transformation throughout the sessions today, and I wanted to bring up in particular a middleware perspective, right? The perspective of a developer, and middleware being the software that enterprise developers use in their day-to-day activities, more so than maybe other roles within IT. I wanted to really highlight, okay, what does it mean for the developer and how they participate in digital transformation? What I did was to tie the importance of containers, which we talk about a lot, to the developer. So containers are great from an infrastructure standpoint because they make certain things easier to manage, but they enable the developer to build things with a much finer grained architecture. And a consequence of that finer grained architecture is the ability to make changes in very small increments. That's where the agility comes from. And in particular, when it comes to integration, which is fundamental to the software being built for digital transformation projects, the ability to make integrations happen in small steps, in small phases, will enable companies that are trying to undertake these large-scale projects to be able to do them in a much safer, more trial and error sort of way, in a less grand waterfall style, big plan, big trial, big potential error sort of way. And so that really was the essence of the message. Architect with a fine granularity enabled by containers, and then make changes in a small incremental sort of way so that you can achieve agile integration. Well, certainly as the largest, most successful, and longest running commercializer of open source, we've become pretty much the company that the open source developers out there in the world look to, right? We are the successful example. In a way, we've become a manifestation, a materialization of the promise that, hey, as an open source developer with an idea, with some coding ability, you can get out there, you can try your idea, and there's a very real possibility of it changing the world, of it becoming a commercial success, of it impacting people's lives. So I think, among other things, that sheer sort of role of realizing the promise is almost a magical role that Red Hat plays for the whole world of open source. Yeah, the thing about open source is it really knows no boundaries. It really knows it knows very little in the way of cultural constraints, right? It's open to everybody. And Red Hat's own software is developed by contributors from practically every country on the planet. Open source itself really is its own culture that transcends the sort of maybe national or ethnic or otherwise types of cultures of the developers that participate in it. It becomes this leveling of the playing field, this kind of bonding mechanism for developers around the world. And so, the advice I would give to the Turkish open source development community isn't specific to Turkey. It really is the message to an aspiring developer in any country. Is jump in, just be part of the community, engage, be part of the open source culture. Its culture is open and welcoming. It can sometimes be it can be challenging in a healthy, good way, because open source as a community is very much a meritocracy, and good ideas and good implementations are ultimately what wins. And bad ideas, not that they shouldn't be tested, but when they're tried out, and if they fail, they fail, and that's okay, move on. And so anybody who wants to participate in this culture has to be ready for that. But for anyone who embraces it, it's a healthy thing. It's an uplifting thing. It's a community that's full of hope and promise, and has many examples of great successes as a result.